things you could be doing this holiday weekend. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
We are recording. All right, so I just wanted to thank you guys very much for taking some of your holiday weekend. We're going to try to keep this really short, but we want to give you guys all of the information, or a lot of the information, to help you guys make a decision whether you're interested in becoming a coach. So we want to share all of the information that we can, give you time to ask questions, and just be here so that we can help you guys make this decision. So the first thing we wanted to do is we wanted to start off by, hey Marcy, just getting started. So the first thing we wanted to do is we wanted to start off by sharing one of our success stories. So we're going to share a story from another coach who started his fitness journey with Beachbody and had a dramatic transformation and decided to become a coach, and has helped so many other people now have similar transformations. He's actually a good friend of ours and a huge inspiration. But we want you guys to see the type of impact that you would have on other people. Just a fair warning, have a tissue or two handy. So, hold on. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen now? Oops.
Yep.
Mike, my mouse is doing that weird thing again. There you go.
Share a little piece of my story, and I figured the best way to do that was to go for a walk with my dog. And I don't really know exactly where to start, but I wasn't heavy my whole life. There's a period of time in my life where I was very athletic. I enjoyed playing basketball every single day, played football, and I did all kinds of different things. Started to drink, eat wrong. I started to be very unhealthy, and as I got older, that caught up with me. At one point in my life, I was almost 400 pounds. There were periods of time in my life where I know I was over 400 pounds. I don't know how I let myself get to that point. There's a period of time where I was so depressed and so unhealthy, I literally didn't know what to do with myself. And I turned to food. I turned to food a lot. I ate when I was happy. I ate when I was sad. I ate when I was angry. In August of 2015, my ex-wife and I, we had our final domestic. I found myself a single father of 3 kids and in and out of court for the next few weeks. It wasn't until November of 2015 my stepdaughter left to go live with her grandparents. When she was taken from our lives in a guardianship case, that was pretty much my rock bottom. I was lost. The only thing that made sense to me in my life at that point was being a dad. I really wanted to make a change. I just didn't know what to do. I remember reaching out to my Facebook, and my friend Sarah, she gave me her discs for an at-home workout. I remember setting the discs down and saying, I'm going to start on New Year's. New Year's is good. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. New Year's is going to be the day I'm going to start. And I don't know why I kept telling myself that. I think it was just buying myself time and giving myself an out. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure that I would have started. So fast forward, a couple weeks go by, those discs are still sitting there on the table. I finally had that moment. I had that moment where something needed to change. And that moment was scary. I ended up waking up the morning of December 1st, 2015 at 4 a.m. And I thought I was going to die. I couldn't breathe. I was asleep, and at the time I had severe sleep apnea, and I wore a CPAP machine. choking on my own acid reflux. And I opened up the medicine cabinet and I proceeded to eat an entire sleeve of antacids. I was doing that so that I could breathe. I was trying to get the fire to be put out. And I didn't know what to do. I remember drinking from the faucet and just praying and hoping that I'd be able to breathe. And I remember when it finally stopped and I was able to breathe and take a full deep breath in. I literally looked at myself in the mirror and I said, dude, your kids aren't going to have a father. And at the time, being a single dad of 2 boys and literally just having my whole life torn out from under me, I didn't know what to do. One thing that I did know that I had was I had those DVDs and they were sitting there. So I grabbed the DVDs and I threw one in. And I'm going to tell you what, that was probably the hardest 25 minutes of my life. I literally was choosing my heart at that point. And yes, it was hard for 25 minutes, but my entire life was hard all day and all night. Choosing my heart for that, 25 minutes was not a big deal. It literally was not a big deal. After that was done, I went back into the bathroom. I took a picture of myself. And I said to myself after I took the picture, I'm never going to look like this again. I'm going to do this for my. And I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day. And that's the picture of me in the mirror. Since then, I've lost 130 pounds. I've completely turned my life around. God gave me my wife through this process. I'm beyond grateful for everything that's happened. My wife and I, we met 1,700 miles away from each other. Been an absolute blessing. We met at an event for coaches. Me being a New England Patriots fan is ironic, but I proposed to my wife in front of a statue of Peyton Manning. Probably one of the biggest rivals for New England teams, and we got married. We had a baby. He's now 1. This has been one of the most humbling experiences ever. Being able to help other people, being able to love on others, help them find their individual greatness, to help them find their purpose, to help them find the happiness within, to help them overcome the adversities of their life that they've always wanted to overcome, and to change the narrative of the story that they've always told themselves or that's been told to them by other people who tried to degrade them or bully them or make them feel less than they are. And that's been my passion and my purpose ever since. And being a coach, I get to do that. Being a part of their life is the most humbling experience ever. I couldn't picture doing anything else.
All right. So coach opportunity call over. I hope you guys enjoyed. No, just kidding.
That's all you need to do.
All you need to say. I mean, come on. How powerful is that story? And honestly, we all know Craig. He's such a great guy, but there's so many different stories about how Beachbody has touched so many different people. It's more than just fitness programs. It's more than just nutrition programs. It's a community of people who support, who support each other and lift each other up when we all fall, and we all fall. And that doesn't matter whether you're in this for yourself and your personal fitness journey, or if you're in this for coaching, we all lift each other up no matter what. And that's what we love about this community. But we do have some more information for you guys. That was just sort of the appetizer. So I'm going to turn it over to Meg. Meg's going to introduce herself, talk a little bit about her coaching journey. And then she's going to start things off by telling us what a coach is. All right, Meg, it's all yours.
All right. Hey guys, my name is Meg. So yes, that video was amazing and totally gives me the chills. I love seeing all the different ways it's affected everybody. So I've been a coach for about 4 years, almost 5. I kind of lose track because when I first started, I was a discount coach. I totally just signed up because I wanted discounts on Shakeology. I am a registered nurse as well. And when I first started, I was working night shift 36 hours a week. I was exhausted, tired. I had always grown up in sports and fit, and I always loved the gym. And when I became a nurse and the hours and the emotional and physical toll the job took on me, I was just so dead tired on my days off that I did nothing. My nutrition was terrible. And so 2 of my friends actually that I worked with on night shift in the hospital were drinking Shakeology and were like, you got to do this. So I did, and I signed up as a discount coach because I wanted 25% off. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to kind of go through the different kinds of coaches, and I'll explain a little bit more, but I'm going to give you guys a really just like straight to the point definition, so to speak, of what a coach is. So technically our business title is sales. We sell, products, wellness products and programs. But if that video showed you anything, it is that being a coach and being involved in this community is so much more than that. We mentor people to crush their goals. We help them find health and happiness and financial freedom if they choose to join in on this business opportunity. And, insert disclaimer that it's all Beachbody's does not guarantee any level of success, et cetera, et cetera. But so basically we are our clients, challengers, coaches, biggest supporters. We believe in them until they are ready to believe in themselves. We help them choose a program, help them get, nutrition stuff aligned, and help them pick out the products that are going to best support their goals. And so the amazing thing about this is that you don't have to have a degree as a personal trainer or a nutritionist or a fitness coach, because Beachbody gives you all of these tools. They have amazing trainers that create the programs. They have a registered dietitian that creates meal plans. And so we are just helping them along their own personal journey, and Beachbody gives us all of those resources. So when I first started, I thought I had to have all these qualifications, and I didn't think that I was, qualified to do this. But the truth is, people don't need us to be their personal trainer or their nutritionist. They need us to believe in themselves until they're ready to do it, and to give them that support and motivation and accountability. So I'm going to kind of dive into the 3 types of coaches. And the amazing thing is, when you sign up as a coach, you don't have to choose what kind of coach you want to be. You are the CEO of your business. So if you want to sign up strictly for the discount to get 25% off all the products, you can do that, and no one has to know. I mean, like, my grandfather was a coach for years because he was drinking Shakeology, and nobody knew that. I mean, he's like 80, so. But my husband is also a coach. He is a discount coach strictly to get the 25% off because he was drinking my Shakeology every day. And I said, listen, buddy, you're signing up because stop drinking my stuff. So that's the first level. The next level is a hobby coach. And this is where I kind of hung out for the majority. I started as a discount coach. People started noticing that I was working out more, that I was happier, healthier. I would bring my shakes to work, and of course all the other nurses were like, what are you doing? How do you have this energy? Like, how are you functioning right now? And so normally would just be like, oh, go talk to, so-and-so. But as a discount coach or any type of coach, you can make commissions. So instead of, sending them to other people, I would send them a link and they would get the stuff through me. And the cool thing about that is when you're on a team, so you have so many resources. So if you want to just make commissions, but you don't really want to coach anybody, you can put them into your upline's bigger groups and they can kind of take them on for you. Now, the third one is an all-in coach. And that means you are growing your team, you are working this business, putting in the hours, putting in the work, coaching clients, and you're, really open about what it is that you do and sharing your story, sharing how the products help you. And that's where I am now. And I kind of just got there in the last year. I finally went part-time as a nurse and started doing Beachbody more as a coach, growing my team. And it is honestly just the best thing that I have ever done, because not only does it can give you that financial freedom. When you start growing your team, you're reaching more people, because I can only reach so many people, but the other coaches on my team, they're able to reach people. And it's just, as a nurse, it was really hard for me because I was always on the treatment side of things. And I am such a firm believer that health and fitness is prevention. It is preventative medicine. So I love, love, love to be able to do both. So sorry, I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm going to pass it on over to Mike, and he will cover the next topic.
All right, thanks, Meg. Did a good job. Thumbs up. So what I want to do, first off, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about my story so you can connect with me on a more personal level. Before I became a coach, when I was younger, I battled with a lot of insecurities, which you would never really notice because I was always happy. I would always treat people the way I want to be treated. And the main thing is I was trying to avoid confrontation, and I never really spoke my mind. Even though I know deep inside my soul I needed to say something, I would bottle it up. And this all stemmed from getting bullied in high school, riding the short bus to work to school, and being in slower classes in elementary school and college, or in high school and stuff like that. So what happened through the years, I would stack those negative thoughts on top of one another, and I would kind of go through life on autopilot mode. So I was focusing on not feeling good enough, and I would always try and fill this void I felt inside with external validation. So I remember when I went to the gym the first time, like my buddy, he got me into lifting, and I just loved it. I loved the feeling of lifting heavy weights. And I remember just going to the gym all the time and just trying to prove myself to people around me. Look at how much weight I can lift and stuff like that. And it went through a lot of my life like that. I didn't have confidence in job interviews. And I would always have to I always felt like I would have to be in a relationship in order to feel happy, because I would see all these other happy people in relationships. And I'm like, why am I not in a relationship? I feel like I should be in a relationship. So one of the main things that I love so much about coaching is this is so much more than just getting healthy and getting fit externally. I am super proud of myself for how much I've grown externally. I actually competed in a physique competition. I won top 10. I just earned my Spartan trifecta last year, which is a combination of 3 different races, 3 miles, a 6 mile, and a 13 mile, all in a year. But here's the thing, guys, if I never had the internal transformation to believe in myself, to believe in more, I wouldn't have got to this point in my life. And one of the things I love is I was always focusing on reaching a goal in order to make me happy. But I went through a huge mental shift recently where I feel worth it. I feel worth it regardless of what happens in my life, because when I feel worth it, when I am grateful for what I have right now, it puts me in a more positive mindset in order to have more energy to go after my goals, to feel like I am full. I'm not dealing with as much stress, and I'm able to make the most out of this life, because at the end of the day, tomorrow is not certain. You never know when your last day is. So that's what I love so much about coaching, is personal development, like working my mind, expanding my belief. And one thing you guys have to keep in mind with anything new, just like going to a job for the first time, like it's going to be uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. You got to learn the different processes. You have to learn the different systems that they use. And the same thing goes with coaching. Like everybody starts out at square one. And as you can see from Craig's story, from Meg's story, from Joe's story, we're all different. We're all in different chapters in our lives. We all have different stories. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know everything. A lot of this business is just putting in the work, implementing new ideas, and figuring out what works for you as you go. So that's the main thing I love so much about is the personal development, the mindset work I've done. So that is, I want to talk about the 4 vitals on how we grow a business and how we make an impact in people's lives. So the first one I talked about a little bit is personal development. Personal development is the most important vital behavior, in my opinion, because you can learn all of the trainings, you can figure out what works best for you, but if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have this long-term vision of where you want to get to, what's going to happen is you're going to be motivated some days, and then you're not going to be motivated other days, and you're going to always be on and off. But when you work on your minds, when you grow your belief in yourself, you're going to believe in more. So the personal development's great. There's anything from like time management, healing from your past, business development, inviting, learning how to market yourself online. The cool thing with this business is there's everything that you need to be successful. Like you've got YouTube videos, you got books, you got podcasts. So as long as you have belief in yourself, and as long as you have this long-term mindset and patience, you're gonna get to where you want to be. So that's number 1, is personal development. Being a proof that the products work is, I would say that's number 2, because in order to lead other people, in order to inspire other people, you have to lead yourself first. And that means drinking Shakeology every day, or doing the performance line, the pre-workout, post-workout, doing the workouts, and showing up for yourself as a mentor, as a leader. And here's one thing that you have to keep in mind. That doesn't mean being perfect. Us coaches, we fail, we struggle all the time. And this is what people are going to resonate with the most. When they see your failures, when they see your struggles, when they see your journey of where you're pushing towards, that's what's going to inspire them the most, rather than, like, I've inspired people with my before and after picture, but I've inspired people the most with my journey, saying, hey guys, I go through struggles, I go through failures, and this is part of the journey. So that's number 2, is being proof the products work, just loving on people and just bringing out the best in people. Recognition is another one. So what we do is we run these challenge groups. A challenge group is, we were doing them in Facebook. So it's like a support accountability group. We just started the BOD groups, which is, it's on your phone. You can actually log the workouts from your phone. You could log the workouts, log your shakes, and it's a support group all in one. So we're shifting over to that. But the great thing with the challenge groups is, like Meg was saying, like if you're a hobby coach and you don't want to go fully into this business, if you have a coach that you're working with, if you get somebody on board with a program, or if you sign up a business partner, you're able to get that person in the group. So the group is already full of energy. There's already people in there posting. So it takes out a lot of work in order to like check in with them and do the one-on-one accountability. That's the awesome thing about coaching, is we're all a team. Like we are, me, Meg, and Joe, we all keep each other accountable. We all keep each other in that right mindset, because it's a business just like anything. So there's going to be people that come, and there's going to be people that go all the time. Just like, people that shop at Target. Not everybody's going to shop at Target all the time, but you're going to have your loyal customers that shop at Target all the time. So recognition, being proud of people for how far they've come and helping them reach that next level is huge. And the most important, or not, I shouldn't say the most important, but this is a huge vital behavior as well. Inviting to coach, kind of like what we're doing with you guys, to share the opportunity. And this, like a lot of people say, I don't want to be a salesman. This feels weird. I don't want to come off the wrong way to my friends and family. When you go into it with that mindset, you're going to have these self-limiting beliefs, and you're going to care. You're going to worry about what other people think about you. But if you go into it with a mindset of caring about people and knowing what these programs and this coaching opportunity can do for you, you're going to speak with the heart rather than the mind. And this is the only way that you're going to build a business. It's at the end of the day, it's hard work, guys. Like just building a business anywhere else, it takes hard work. And everybody starts out at square one. But if you have this long-term mindset, just like the video of Craig, you've seen how he started out, but now he got married. He's with the love of his life. He's lost over 300 pounds. He's one of the top coaches in the network. So if you have this long-term mindset where you continue to get back up and you continue to grow, it's inevitable that you're just going to get better with time. It's 88% emotional with any kind of transformation in life. So those are the 4 daily vitals: inviting, recognition, be proof the products work, and personal development. The next thing I want to talk about is the live events. I had so much fun at live events. It's amazing. And I'm super bummed because I was supposed to be going on a trip to Punta Cana that I earned from my coaching. That got canceled because of the virus. Virus is messing everything up. And then I was supposed to be going on a trip. We're all supposed to be going on a trip to New Orleans. Beachbody, they run these events every year. They run a yearly event. It's called Beachbody Summit. So if you are struggling with belief, if you're struggling with building your business, these events, it's like personal development on steroids. You get all these motivational speakers that will help you out with what they've done to build their business. Some of the top coaches in the network, showing you what they've done even after they failed in order to grow their business to where they're at right now. You get live workouts. So you get the individual workouts with one trainer, and then you get the big super workout. I think there's over 10,000 different coaches all in the street. So like last year it was in Indianapolis. We're all on the streets of Indy doing this huge group workout. with all these trainers up on stage. It's just so much fun. It's just the energy of it, people supporting one another. And like I said, you could be any weight. You could be at any kind of level in your fitness journey, and everybody's just there, just encouraging one another, uplifting people. Like if we see somebody struggle, we'll be like, hey man, just keep at it. You've got this. This is what I love so much about the coaching opportunity is I know for me, like before coaching, being a guy, like when you're around a lot of guys, some guys have some insecurities. They're like trying to be cool around the other guys. And the coolest thing with coaching, I did a physique competition. And if you would do a physique competition outside of Beachbody, there'd be like so many people competing. But with coaching, when I did a physique competition, I know all these guys. So we all support each other through training for the event. And we are all there to encourage one another and cheer each other on as we walked across the stage. So the events, it's like if you're feeling low or something, you go to an event like that, it uplifts you just like that. And this is how you grow as a coach, from the personal development, from the speakers, and learning different stories from different coaches that are on different journeys in order to resonate with other people. So that's what I want to say is the live events. Like I said, it's not easy. And so like these trips, the Punta Cana this year, this is a trip that you can earn. It takes a lot of hard work, but you earn one of these trips and you go on it, you just feel so proud of yourself for the work that you put in to inspire people, to change people's lives. So that's what I want to say. It's going back to you, Joe.
Yes. Before I get into my topics, I want to add one thing to what Mike said. So Mike did this physique competition, and 2 years ago, he did it 2 years ago as well, and I actually did it that year. And I am not nearly a physical specimen like Mike is. I did it, not even sure why I did it, but I was feeling behind stage that I didn't belong there. I was seeing everybody, getting all pumped up to be on stage and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's jacked. I'm like, look at this guy's chest. Look at this guy's abs. I'm like, oh my God, look at that girl's biceps. She's like bigger than mine and stuff like that. And I was just feeling so insecure about it, to the point where right before the competition, I was trying to sneak out the back door. And Mike was one of the guys who comforted me. A group of about 3 guys came around me. They were comforting me. They're like, dude, you busted your ass and you lost a ton of weight. And I'll get into my story in a little bit, but you deserve to be here every bit like we do. And honest to God, I don't even know what place I was. I think I felt like if there were 70 competitors, I came in like 70th. But it didn't matter. I mean, these guys and women made me feel so good and so comfortable. They made me feel like I was part of the team. I got up on stage, and a couple of super trainers were there cheering me on, sending me messages, saying how proud they were of me and stuff like that, just for having the courage to stand up on stage. And yeah, I mean, that's just what these live events do. I mean, it's such a community just to be around these people. We can be on Zoom calls, but when we actually get to see each other face to face, and it's like, you start talking as though like you've known each other for like a lifetime. And then you're like, hey, wait a second, is this the first time we've actually met? And I'm like, yeah, actually it is. And like, you forget that. It's that cool of community. So anyway, back to me. So my name is Josiah. I am a dad of 3 boys. I have my youngest two are twins. And my journey with Beachbody started about a little over 5 years now, almost 6 years ago, where I started doing the workouts by myself. I was the heaviest I had ever been in my life. And very similar to Craig, I wasn't heavy my entire life. I was actually an athlete in high school and college. I played football at the University of Massachusetts. I was a skinny kid, as I used to say about myself. But as college years passed and I got into the workforce, I started to eat unhealthy. I was never a huge drinker, but I would drink like a beer or two a night, and just not be very mindful of what I was eating. I was making excuses about not having time to work out. I had a gym membership and everything, and I had a gym membership for probably 4 years, and I was averaging going maybe once or twice a month. And so I wasn't making any progress whatsoever. And I was just bashing myself saying, why can't I get motivated to do this? So one day I was on my way to work. I was just finished getting dressed, and I was running downstairs to grab my stuff and leave the house. And then I realized, oh, I forgot my shoes. So I ran upstairs to get my shoes. And by the time I got to the stairs, I was completely out of breath, to the point where I had to sit down. I grabbed my shoes. I sat down on the bed. I was out of breath, and I leaned over to put my shoes on, and my stomach got in the way. And it made it more difficult for me to breathe. At the very same time, and I feel like this was just a message for me, my phone rang, and it was my sister, and she was in absolute tears. And about a week earlier, she had called me in a very similar state because she was upset that her best friend had told her that her son was just diagnosed with a brain tumor. So hearing my sister like very upset on the phone again, I immediately thought that something bad had happened to the boy or something. And she said no. Her friend's husband, same family, friend's husband had passed away the night before of a heart attack. And at the time, I was 40 years old, and this guy was 45 when he died. And I thought to myself, that's just 5 years away. And he and I were very similar body types. He just happened to be 5 years older than me. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, so this woman now has a 9-year-old child with a brain tumor, and she just lost her husband, and she's got to deal with this all by herself. And that moment, I said to myself, I'm making a change, and I'm making a change now. And that's when I started with Beachbody. I had previously done a Beachbody program, but I fell off quickly because I wasn't getting that support. So I turned to Beachbody again, and I said, you know what? They've got these half-hour programs now, and if I can't do a half-hour program, then, there's no excuse to not be able to give myself a half hour. So that very week, I did my first program. And like Craig, it was the hardest 30 minutes of my life. I thought I was going to die. But just like Craig, I was picking my heart. And just like Mike said, it was uncomfortable until it started to get comfortable. 6 years later, I'm 46 years old. So my prediction of dying at 45 did not come true, thankfully. In the process, I lost 70 pounds. And I had gotten off cholesterol medicine, a medicine that I was taking for almost 10 years. I've now been off cholesterol medicine for close to 5 years now. So, and my kids are older. They've gone from the twins have gone from being 3 years old to 8 years old, and they're no longer able to outrun me. So, because they were outrunning me when they were 3, and my oldest son was 7. Now my oldest son is 12, and they're 8, and I'm able to lift all of them up over my head, including Cam, who's 12, and I'm able to outrun all of them. So, and I plan on keeping it that way for a very, very long time. But during my journey, I got discovered by my coach. I got invited to a sneak peek like you guys are watching now. It was a little different format back then, but it's the same material, really. It hasn't changed. It's all about, like Mike said, being proof of the product and sharing your journey. It's kind of like if you go to an awesome restaurant and you have the perfect evening. What do you do the next day or that night or next day? Tell your friends, oh my God, we went to this place. The staff was so courteous. The ambiance was just right. We had the perfect table, and oh my God, the food looked so delicious, and it tasted even better. Everything was just perfect that night. And you tell everybody, you got to try that place out. And that's what we do here. You get yourself a great experience and you share that with others. You're not selling anything. You're not selling anything. You're sharing what has worked for you, because if you don't, you're selfish. You're just keeping this opportunity to yourself. And instead, what we do is we say, we're passionate about this. I'm not selling something like wine or lipstick or something like that I'm not passionate about. I'm selling something that literally has changed and saved my life. And, that's what I want for everybody in my network. I want them to have their own personal journey. It's going to be different than mine. Maybe they don't have 70 pounds to lose. Maybe they have 170 pounds to lose. Or maybe they just have 5 to 10. Maybe they don't have any pounds. They just want to gain some muscle and gain some confidence. This is tailor-made for everybody. And that's what we're, quote, selling. We're selling happiness. And we're not even selling. We're just giving it to people, basically. Giving them that option, because honest to God, I don't even feel like I've spent a dime with Beachbody in close to 6 years. And I've now been a coach. At the end of this year, it'll be 5 years that I've been a coach. And like Craig said in his video, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I mean, I have a 6-figure job during my day job that helps sustain my family, but Beachbody coaching is my passion. And that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So how is that going to happen? Well, let's talk about how Beachbody coaches get paid. There are lots of different ways that Beachbody coaches get paid, and some of it is indirect, like the trips that you can earn and so forth. But I'm going to talk about the 2 main ways that Beachbody coaches get paid. Before I start, just to satisfy corporate, I'm going to share the coach disclaimer that you guys would learn and always share anytime you are talking about income or earning money or your own personal success or whatever. But Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. A coach's income is based 100% upon their skill, personal determination, work ethic, and all sort of that. Basically, you got to earn it. And but as Mike said, the opportunity to earn it is yours. It's there for anybody. If you do the work, you're gonna earn it. So let's talk about the 2 main ways that Beachbody coaches get paid. The first is retail commission. And this is where new coaches start getting paid up front. It's like almost, in some cases, it's 100% of new coaches' Beachbody income, and it's pretty cool. Retail commission. Anytime you help somebody with their journey, so they buy something through you, and they start their fitness journey, whether it be as a coach or a customer, Beachbody gives you 25% commission. So if you sell $100 worth of product, Beachbody gives you $25 right there. And that's a pretty cool commission. But where it really gets interesting is what we call team cycle bonuses. And these team cycle bonuses are when you start to build a team and you start to help these people that you've brought into the business. Now you've worked with them, you've helped them on their fitness journey, and you train them to be able to help other people. And you help them help other people. Beachbody gives you a thank you by giving you a team cycle bonus. And indirectly, that ends up being about 5% of what your team brings in. And that's where it doesn't sound like a lot, but Beachbody will give you these cycle bonuses every time your team develops what we call volume. And I'm not going to get into too many of the details here. You'll learn all of this when you become a coach, and we'll put you through our new coach training. You'll learn all the ins and outs. But essentially, when you're building this team and you're helping and you're making that impact, and that's why we're all here. I'm not here to help one person. I'm not here to help 10 people. I'm here to make an impact and to have that ripple effect so that I can help one person and partner with that one person. And now we're 2 people. And then the 2 of us can go help 2 more people. And then we're 4 people. And then we become 8. And then we become 16. And then we become 32, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth, to the point where we've made a global impact as a team. And that's what we're here for. And Beachbody thanks you for doing that by giving you a bonus on how well your team does. And this is where coaches, and I know some of my coaches up in my upline have been doing this for a lot longer than I have, are developing paychecks of 4, 5, 6, 7,000, even more per week. Not per month, not per year, per week. And that's where the big money or the big opportunity lies in terms of income. And the cool thing is that you don't have to go out and find thousands of people. What you're looking for is 1 to 2 leaders to really run with you on this. You find those 1 to 2 leaders. Now, you may have to go through a whole bunch of people. I heard this story in one of the personal development books that I was reading. If you were sitting in a stadium and I was down on the floor and I had 10,000 cups turned upside down, and I told you that under these cups there were 3 diamonds, and you could have them, how fast do you think you would turn over those cups? So, but the trick is, you have no idea, and I bet every one of you guys would turn over all 10,000 until you got the diamonds, but you have no idea. It could be the first 3, even though that's rare. It could be spread out. You get 1 early, you get 1 in the middle, you get 1 late, or maybe it's the last 3 cups that you turn over. But if you promise yourself that you're not going to quit and you're going to keep looking for those leaders, then success is inevitable. You find those leaders who you're going to partner with. You're not their boss. They're not your boss. You're partners with them. You share your knowledge, you mentor them, and you let them go to make their impact and to find their leaders. So you find 1 to 2 leaders, you train them to find 1 to 2 leaders. And that's when you have that global impact in this industry. So that's what I wanted to talk about with income. And now I'm going to talk about objections, because I gave you the story about the cups. Those cups represent individual people that you talk to. And I can't say it's going to take you 10,000. It might take you 100. It might take you 20,000. Who knows? It all depends on how willing you are to stick with it and stay consistent. And one of the biggest obstacles you're going to face is objections. People will have every objection known to mankind, and some that you won't even have ever seen before will come up too. But at first, let's define what an objection is, or what it isn't. An objection isn't a no. It's not a final answer. What an objection is, it's a question. Your potential coach or customer has a question because right now they're not comfortable with the information that you've given them yet. Doesn't mean they won't get there. It just means that they're not comfortable at this point. And the best way to counter a question is to ask questions. You need to find out exactly what is the root of their objection. Maybe they've told you that they don't have enough time in the day. I don't have enough time for myself. I barely have enough time. I can't wake up any earlier. I barely have enough time to get to work. As soon as I get home, I got to deal with the kids and deal with laundry, and then I'm exhausted, and then I go to bed. Okay, so you start asking them questions about their day. You know, what types of things are you doing? What time do you wake up? Different things like that, so that you can understand and empathize with the life that they're living. Maybe it's about cost. I know personally, I was interested in trying Shakeology at first, but then I said, there's no way in hell I'm spending $130 for a protein shake. But then I started to learn more about what Shakeology actually was, and that I could get a discount because I was a coach. So it wasn't going to cost me $130. And I knew that, well, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if it doesn't do what they say it's going to do, then I can return it even if I've drank in the entire thing. So that was my personal excuse. And I'm glad that my objection was countered. And I said, all right, so I can drink this basically for free if it doesn't do what it says it does. And so I purchased my first bag of Shakeology, almost 4.5 years ago, and I haven't missed a day since. Because Shakeology is one of the biggest reasons that I am off cholesterol meds today. And I swear to God, that is my own personal. Beachbody has not run any clinical trials about this, but the ingredients and studying the ingredients in Shakeology are proven to lower cholesterol, and my cholesterol went from over 250 to about 160. So objections, you know, we get nervous when we get objections, and our inclination are to say, all right, see ya, let's move on to the next person. Thank you very much, no problem. But if we take the time and show the confidence that we have in our own personal journey and in the products that have gotten us there, then there's no objection that we should ever feel shy about countering. And it's not in a nasty way. You're not trying to win an argument. What you're trying to do is empathize with the person and understand what they're going through. And your belief is what will help them power past their excuse. You've got to be able to transfer your belief over to them because they don't have it yet. I mean, if you had told me day one and showed me fast forward, dude, drink this and this is you. You've lost 70 pounds and you're off cholesterol meds. I would have paid triple to do that. But at the time, I didn't believe that that was actually possible because it hadn't happened yet. But others it had, and they had to transfer their belief over to me. And I had to sit there and have that faith just for a minute to say, all right, but I always had that out. If it doesn't work, I can return it and get my money back. And it worked. And now it's my responsibility to transfer that belief onto others. And the biggest key when coming to objections is you've got to be authentic. It's not slimy or smarmy or whatever type of adjective you want to use to describe yourself when you're countering somebody's objection. Again, they're not saying no, they're saying they have a question, they have a concern, they're confused, or they're uncomfortable somehow. And you're utilizing your passion and your experience to help them sort all of that out. So, but you got to do it in an authentic way, whether you're sharing your own personal story like I did with you guys, or if you're sharing somebody else's story. You know, this might be you, and you might share my Shakeology story, or you might share my time story, where I said I just don't have the time to work out. But then now I found the time to work out because I decided to get up a little bit earlier. I decided to stop doing things like watching mindless TV. Different things that I'm way busier today than before I even started working out, let alone coach. And at that point, I said I was too busy to do either. And now I'm way more busy now. I have a full-time job. I have 3 grown-up kids who are all hockey players. And I'm running a business and building a team. And I don't feel half as busy as I did back then, because I just know, and I've learned through personal development, how to prioritize and do the things that are important in my life. And making the global impact that I want to make with Beachbody and help people feel confident about themselves and live the best life. And, you know, that's what it's all about. And I don't have 6-pack abs. I always dream about it. I always joke about it. Someday I'll get them for Christmas. I work at it and I just don't get it. I want Mike's abs, but I don't have it. But it's not about that. I look in the mirror and I feel so confident about how far I've come, because I used to look in the mirror and I used to be embarrassed. I used to go to the beach and I used to wear a shirt because I was embarrassed to have people see me. And now I'm not embarrassed anymore. And 99.9% of that is being part of this community. So the last thing I just wanted to say about objections is they're completely normal. When people give me objections, I don't get frustrated. They're completely normal because I know I have them too. And you guys may have them as well going on in your heads right now. It is absolutely normal. But the only way to counter those is by asking questions and being authentic, empathizing with the person, understanding why they're saying no for now, and understanding that that's not a final answer. They just need that help to get them over the hump. So I'm going to turn it back to Meg. That's the bulk of the content that we wanted to share with you guys tonight. And Meg is going to just give you guys the lowdown on how you can get started, if that's what you choose. All right?
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging with us and learning about this. So super quick. To get started, I'm going to give you kind of like, you know, the actual pricing and all that stuff. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about how to actually start your journey. So the really awesome thing is that you can sign up as a coach with a challenge pack for free. The coaching fee to sign up just as a coach without any products or a challenge pack would be $39.95. However, if you sign up with a challenge pack, it totally waives that fee. Now, when I first signed up, I was like so all over the place. I ended up spending way much more money because I did it all backwards. I bought a shake by itself, like one time, like got, you know, all the shipping fees added on, didn't buy any fitness programs with it. And then when I finally decided, I had to like go back and pay the $40 fee instead of, you know, listening to my coach in the beginning about saving me money. And if you're already signed up with a challenge pack, you can actually get reimbursed the fee if you go in and get signed up as a coach. So just reach out to your coach if you have questions about that. Again, we all want to help you get the most bang for your buck and do this the best way possible. So every month they charge you a coach monthly fee for $15.95, and that gives you access to the 25% off of all the products. It allows you to, get commissions, and essentially it's kind of like, paying your dues to the company to coach. If you or your spouse is in the military, you can get that fee completely waived. So I have a few coaches on my team that are military, or their husband is military, and they get it for free every month. So that's pretty cool. So that's just like pricing wise. Now, when you first sign up as a coach, it can be super overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, there is so much information. I have no idea what I'm doing. Rest assured, we all felt that way. It's totally normal. But the thing is, nobody goes to college to be a Beachbody coach. No, every single person that started this journey started exactly where you are, with no, information on how am I going to be an online health and wellness coach. The awesome part is that when you join your team and your family, they are there to support you and mentor you and empower you through this whole journey. So as long as you are like ready to believe in it and trust your coach, they're going to help you every step of the way. There is so much training. And again, like, even if you're not, if you're a little bit nervous, when I first started, I was like, I can't coach other people yet. I'm not confident enough. But I had friends that wanted to do it with me. So I just said, okay, let's all do this. And my coach took them kind of under her wing and put them into the group. And we all were doing the journey together. We were going through programs together, and there was just so much support. So that was like such a relief off of me. I didn't have to worry about it. And then, once I got more comfortable, I obviously started taking more leadership and initiative with customers. But there is a whole, and every coach has a different system, just kind of what works for them. But we basically would put you into a kind of like a coach basics, where you would get, a success path started for you to help you get through all this stuff, learn about the business, and try to do it in the least overwhelming way possible. So that is that. Did I miss anything, guys? I was kind of going speedy. No. Okay.
Nope, that was good. The other thing too, that your $15 fee for Beachbody covers, and this is different from a lot of different companies that do direct sales, is you're not required to buy anything. You're not required to hold things for customers in your garage or your basement or whatever. Beachbody, with that money, they handle all of the shipping directly. So you never handle money when your customers and coaches purchase through you. That goes through Beachbody. They just use your link, and you get credit for it. Beachbody deals with them. So they do all of the shipping, all of the returns, all of the customer service. You don't have to deal with any of that. Your job is basically just to share your journey, point your clients in the right direction. And then your real job starts after they sign up. Then you help them get their results. And really, you're not going to show up at their house. You're not going to do the workouts for them. You're not going to grab them by the ear, or maybe you will. I don't know. If they're local, maybe you can. But I found that doesn't really work with my clients. But what does work is I'm there for them. I continue to share my journey with them. When they fall off, I say, hey, I fall off too. Who cares? Let's get back on. Come on. And basically, I grab my pom-poms, I get my little ruffled skirt, and I just become the biggest cheerleader for them. And that's what people need. People need to know that they have somebody behind them. Because, when you miss a day and it's late in the afternoon, it's like 6 o'clock, you've got a whole bunch of laundry to do, or the last thing you want to do is work out. You just want to go to bed. But then you get an alert, you get your coach tagging you. Did you do your workout today? And your choice is to ignore it, say no, or check the box yes. And a lot of people feel it's not peer pressure, it's peer support, where they just feel like, hey, I'm part of this team. And together, we're just going to pound out our workouts. We're going to follow our nutrition plan because we're a team, we're a partnership. And when they hear me or other people in the group cheering them on, that just motivates them further. Because like Mike had said, motivation comes and goes. People only do things out of inspiration or desperation. And, I started because of desperation. But I stayed because I'm inspired by all these people in this group, by Meg and by Mike, and by several other coaches like Craig. So many coaches that I've met, I can't imagine not being part of this group. So anyway, guys, it's just a little past the hour. We were unsuccessful keeping this under an hour, but we're not too bad. I think we're 6 minutes over. But we wanted to thank you guys for your time. We do hope that you guys join us and be part of this movement with us, partner with us. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the coach that invited you here, or throw them in the event page, and we'll definitely get back to you. All right. So the coach who invited you here will probably follow up either tonight or tomorrow to get your feedback, get your thoughts, and to help you get started. All right. Does anybody have any questions tonight that you want to answer or that you want to ask in front of the group? Or no?
I have one more thing to share before we head out. So I know you guys may be starting your journey. You may be doubting yourself. You may be thinking, is this right for me? Just know that everybody has a story to share. Whatever happened to you in the past, what I learned from what I went through in my past, my greatest mess is going to be in my greatest message. My greatest tests are going to be my greatest testimony to help other people go through what they're going through. You don't have to be perfect in order to be a great coach. You just have to speak from the heart, because I truly feel like we were all put here on purpose for a purpose, regardless of what you believe in. If you believe in God, if you believe in something spiritual, I truly believe that we were all here to do something great in this world. And what we have to do, we have to get rid of the layers that were programmed in us through the years. The things that people told you, you're never going to be successful, you're not beautiful. Regardless of what people said to you, that's not you, because when you were born, you didn't have any of those self-limiting beliefs. You believed in yourself. You got back up when you fell down, and you believed in big things for life. And as you go through life, you start building these layers that go on top of you. And what I learned is the greatest thing that I've ever done for myself is healing, forgiving myself for all the times I beat myself up when I'm in autopilot mode, and forgiving other people in my life that did me wrong. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it to get the percentage of me that they have. And when you get rid of these layers through personal development, growing your mind, growing your belief, surrounding yourself with positive people like this that believe in you when you don't believe in yourself, like I said and before, it's inevitable that you're just going to grow. And the greatest part about this is, yes, you'll get results from these programs, but the biggest transformation is being happy with yourself when you're by yourself, because you can't put a money value on that. Being grateful for what you have and not attaching your self-worth to future goals and what other people say about you. That's what I love most about coaching over everything.
Awesome. All right. Anybody else have anything? All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we'll be talking to you soon. All right. Take care, and
Thank
happy
you.
safe Memorial Day.
You too, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, I appreciate you,
Mom.
man.
Talk to you later. Let's work out soon.
Oh, for sure, Brian. All day.